Hey guys, Pastor Daniel here. We're in our 21 days of prayer. As a church, we've been diving into scripture, our devotions, our time in prayer. We've been seeking God for our own personal development, our own personal growth, but also for some things with our church, some families within our church, marriages within our church. I'm so excited that our congregation is pressing in together. I've loved this time. I hope you've been benefiting from it as well. Today is day 9. We're on the start of a brand new week. At the time of this recording, it's Monday. On about, 12 more days left in our 21 days of prayer. And I know for me, it's been hugely beneficial. I hope it has been for you as well. Allow me over the next few minutes to just share some devotional thought with you out of Scripture and an exercise, a prayer that's been challenging for me as an act of surrender. And so when we think about this act of being a Christ follower, that all of us, wherever you are in your journey, you're in a process of transformation. And the degree in which your life is being transformed, the degree to which you're being changed into Christ's likeness, it really comes down to a certain word, and that word is surrender. Now, you've probably heard that as a believer or part of a church service, that maybe you should surrender your life to God or surrender this area. But what does it mean? That term surrender is a military term. It simply means that you should stop fighting so hard, that you should give up your right, that you should concede in that moment. And so for us as believers, you know this, I know this, there's this constant tension that we have. No matter how long we've been following Jesus, that within us are these fleshly desires that are in opposition sometimes with the will of God for our lives. And so there's a tension that exists. And anytime we're faced with those things, with that kind of tension where we have to choose between our desires and God's desires, this is an opportunity for surrender. And so if you want to continue to grow in your faith, to mature as a believer, to be made into Christ's likeness, then it comes down to your level of surrender. What do you do in those moments? Now, for me personally, I've been following Jesus for quite some time, and there are still areas that God will just surface, that He'll bring them to the top, and He'll kind of put His finger on it and say, you know what, Daniel? That area right there, it's not quite like me. And if you'll surrender it to me, then I can work on it. I can change it. I can change your heart. But He always lets me choose. And guess what? He lets you choose too. Will you choose surrender? One of the things that I've been doing as a process of surrender is I've been praying a surrender type prayer. First, let me share a passage of scripture with you, and then let's talk about this prayer and how you might incorporate it into your life and how it might bless you as well. So this is out of the book of Romans. You know that Paul wrote Romans. This is chapter 6. It's an amazing chapter. Maybe you want to go back and read that today, but I'm going to start in verse 13. He says, "Do not offer any part of yourself to sin as an instrument of wickedness, but rather offer yourselves to God as those who have been brought from death to life." Man, I'm so grateful that God did that for me, that He brought me from death to life. Aren't you grateful that He's done that for you too? Because of that, Paul says to us that we should offer every part of yourself to God as an instrument of righteousness. That we should offer every part of ourselves to God as an instrument of righteousness. And I've been praying something that incorporates this, and I want to share it with you, and I want to challenge you. In fact, I double dog dare you to pray this for the remainder of our 21 days of prayer. Maybe make this a habit that you continue praying, maybe even for the rest of your days. It goes a little something like this. It's prayer of surrender, and this is my version. You make up your own version. God, today I surrender my mind to your will. God, help my thoughts to be your thoughts, to be meditating on your word. Help me to take any thought captive that exalts itself over you. God, today I surrender my mind to you. Lord, today I surrender my hands to you. May they be willing to serve, to work hard, and to bless others. God, I surrender my hands. Lord, today I surrender my feet to you. Would you lead my feet wherever you would have me go? Lord, I surrender my feet today. Father, I surrender my eyes to you. Would you teach me to see other people the way that you see them? God, would you help me to see from your perspective and not my limited perspective? God, I surrender my eyes to you. Lord, I surrender my mouth to you. And this is a hard one. God, help my words to be life-giving. Help them to be encouraging. Help me today to not be cynical or critical or sarcastic. God, help me today to surrender my mouth, my words to you. And Lord, I surrender my ears. Lord, may I be quick to listen, as we've been talking about in our series at City Church. May I be quick to listen to you, to obey your word. May I be quick to listen to others around me so that I might gain an understanding from them. God, today I surrender my heart to you. Help me, Lord, to forgive those who wrong me. Help me, Lord, to love you deeper. Lord, today I surrender my heart to you. I surrender my whole self, God. I encourage you to pray something like that and to pray it at the beginning of your day as you start your day. God, today I surrender to you. I hope that has blessed you. I hope you'll take me up on that challenge. I hope you'll incorporate this into your daily prayers as you continue to surrender to God and see Him transform your heart and your character into His likeness. Well, I love you. Let's continue to press into God together. I can't wait to continue hearing the stories of what God is speaking to you and how He's answering prayers, how He's blessing your family, how He's blessing your marriage and your finances. Let's press into God together and believe Him for great things. I love you guys. Have an awesome Monday and an incredible week, and I can't wait to see you again on Sunday.